There's no one there.
Hi.
Hi everybody, I'm Sarah with athriftymom.com and we're going to make dinner. So we decided we would let you guys hop on and join us in case you want to make the recipe too. Let me grab my apron, forgot that.
I'm eating an orange juice slushie.
So as you hop on, these are the slushies we made yesterday.
I made the ones that they're eating.
Of course the kids came home, that was the first thing they wanted to make when they got home from school today for a snack. So if you missed that,
Orange juice is really good.
if you missed that recipe, you go ahead. Don't steal my shells. We don't have enough for dinner.
Yeah.
If you missed that recipe, we'll go ahead and add that link. Matt, can you add that link from yesterday? Okay, so as we wait for a couple people to hop on, something's wrong with our thing. We have a whole 2 people on. Woohoo! If you're one of those 2, give us a shout out. We'll wait for about 100 people to hop on before we start. But, oh, I think I probably have to hit play. Is that what we're doing?
37.
Okay, 41. Yeah, we're starting to climb a little bit. Or maybe just nobody wants to make dinner. Mary says, here! Yay, Mary! And
Veronica.
Ryan says, here. And Veronica says, here. Vicky says, hi. Leah says, hi. Marie says, 51 people. Yay. Janet says, hi. Kay says, just love your ideas. And Monique says, here. Hi, Monique. I'm glad you're joining us. And Sherry says, hi from Louisiana. Bet your food's better than mine. I like Louisiana food. Crystal says hi. Linda says hi from Texas. Howdy, y'all. And dinner time is in a few hours for us. And Valerie says, what are you making? We're making stuffed shells. Sandra says hello from Texas. Kay says Indiana. And Mary says here from California. And Mitzi says hi there. And Dawn says hello. Okay, Keely, as soon as you're done with your smoothie, I'm going to have you come read comments. Okay, so since we have a bunch of people on now, we're going to go ahead and start. So the reason I like this recipe that we're making, stuffed shells, is because...
It's just dang good.
It's just dang good, huh?
How
Crystal
do you
says hello
tell?
from Oregon, and Dawn says hello.
How do you tell how many people are?
It's that little thing up in the corner. You see it right there?
That?
It says 79 people are on. So it might just be a bad
says
time of day, because normally we have...
81.
Well, it continues to grow as people hop on. Okay, so the reason I like this recipe is, 1, it's easy to make, but 2, you can make it ahead of time. And so this batch that I make normally makes too much for my family to eat, so what I do is I make 1 for my family to eat, and then I make 1 to put in the freezer. We actually have a cute little pie over there staying with us for the week, and so since we have extra people with us, I'm actually going to make just 1 big large pan. But normally I make 2 pans, and I put 1 in the freezer so we can eat it again in like 2 weeks, and then we make 1 for dinner. So I love the fact that I can accomplish 2 meals in 1 night, and it's no extra hassle.
There's a broken shell.
Okay, Kay says, I don't know how to say where you live. Kokomo? Is that right? Kokomo, like Beach Boys? Yeah. Like, back in Kokomo. Okay, that was a really bad Beach Boys impersonation, but okay. Alright, so Kokomo. Sorry, Kokomo, Indiana, I think is what we said, or where, I'm not sure. Can't remember. Okay, so what we're going to do, what to start out with, I pre-prepped, and I just did a whole box of shells. I boiled them for 14 minutes. I took them out for 50. I took them out, and then I drained them I rinsed them with cold water, and then I threw them back in the pan and added just a little bit of oil to toss so they wouldn't get all stuck to each other. So now they're like cool and I can handle them. Okay.
Danielle says
yes.
hi.
Michelle says she's got it. Kokomo, LOL. Danielle says hi. Hi, Danielle. So I pre-prepped the shells and just cooked those to your package directions. You can use any brand you want.
Kay says yes.
You can use like your Walmart brand, your Western Family brand. You can use your Rizzoni brand. I have found that I like them all the same, except for Rizzoni brand just tends to cost like 3 times more than the store brand.
Kay said yes 2 times.
Okay, Kay says yes. Okay. Okay, so what we need to do now, and another thing you'll find with me, is I don't really measure much when I cook. I look at recipes more as suggestions than stick by the rule. I'm a big time rule follower except for when it comes to recipes. Recipe or art, I kind of just do whatever I want. I don't, hey Remy, don't do that because you're making the thing wiggle.
Yeah, Mom, I got whiskers.
Yeah, so Kaylee and Ramy are learning to do their,
Not Kaylee.
I'm going to make
Kaylee.
Jacob's cider now.
they're doing, what is it called, finger stringing? I don't know. So they've been playing it for hours and they just think it's the coolest thing ever. Okay, so what we need, and then I also pre-prepped the Italian sausage.
Can I have
And
one?
if you're vegetarian, you can leave the Italian sausage out.
But,
But, so, what?
Can I have a piece of it?
I missed it.
Yes, here, snag a piece. There you go. So we have the Italian sausage that we cooked, and like I said, sometimes if I have it, I leave it in, and if I don't have it, hey, you're going to help me? Help me. If
He
not,
says I'm not able to eat dry. Do you have a diet?
What? Keely, can you read comments for me?
Yep.
I love what you're doing, so much fun. But you can play together. Vicky says usually one size shell package for the store, Kay. Yes. And then Leah says the only time I truly follow recipes is baking. Correct. Baking, yes, you need to. Otherwise your muffins turn out.
Lee said something.
Leah says the only time I follow recipes is when baking. Yes. Okay.
Can you show them the Jacob's cider?
Yes. She wants to show you guys the
It's
Jacob's ladder.
cider, and then some mess.
Okay. Good job.
I showed you.
Okay, so we have our Italian sausage in here. Go ahead and put that away, and I need your help, okay? I asked her if she wants to help. She says yes, and then so I plan on her helping, and then she doesn't. But she doesn't want to help. She doesn't have to. But
Arlene says, this is what I'm making for a friend who just had a baby. Great convenient meal.
yes, and so that's quite often. Like I'll put one of these. I'll make them for my family. Put it in the freezer, and then what do you know? Somebody falls and breaks a hip, or well. Someone gets hurt, someone doesn't feel well, and it's really easy just to grab it out of your freezer. I go ahead and write the instructions on the top, and then I can just give them the freezer meal. In fact, a lot of times, instead of putting it in a Pyrex dish, I just put it in a foil pan. That way I can just give it away to somebody. So that's another option. Dollar store is a great place to buy foil pans, or cash and carry is one of my favorite places to buy foil pans. Adele, is that right? Adele says, I love this recipe, and says, good job to use two. That's what I did, and two as a kid.
Kim
Good
says
job. We
beautiful
used two.
girl.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to get on with the recipe because I'm getting distracted. Okay, so what we're going to do, and like I said, so I'm actually going to put one big pan, but that's just because we have extra people staying with us tonight. But this is enough to normally feed my family 3 times. Because I still have young kids. We do have a family of 7. So if you had a bunch of teenagers, maybe a big thing like this would just feed your family. But for me, this would feed us 2 or 3 meals.
Can I help
So,
you get stuffed shells?
yes. So we're just going to use 3 cups of tomato sauce.
Is that the kind that you got at Albertsons?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pour half of the sauce in my pan. And then I'm just going to coat
The
the
whole
bottom
bottom.
of my pan
That looks
with the
fun.
sauce. Okay, so there we go. And if you're wondering what brand we're using, this is actually just the Signature Kitchens tomato basil. We got it at Albertsons when they had it on sale for 86 cents a jar.
I don't know how to say it, but I would love to watch you cook, but to be honest, reading every comment
It's distracting and talking too much. All right, Jamie, that's okay. You don't have to join us. You can just follow that link, and it will take you right to the recipe, and you can ignore us.
Melissa says my son wants me to say something so we can get a shout out.
His name
Is Caleb.
Okay, so I just added our package of ricotta cheese. And back to saying I don't follow the recipe as much.
And
this is 15 ounces of cheese.
Mom.
And hang on a second. And some recipes call for 2 cups of cheese. Some recipes call for 4. This is the one that was the best deal at the store. So I just went ahead and got the one that's more like 2 cups of cheese. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix that
Mommy.
ricotta cheese. Yes, sweetheart.
Melissa says is Caleb, and Kay says hi, Caleb.
All right. Hi. So What? Oh, shout out his name. What's his name?
Caleb.
Caleb! Hi, Caleb! Well, you guys can say his name. He probably would be more excited to hear his name from two cute little girls than some old lady. Okay, so we're mixing our cheese with our sausage. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to crack 2 eggs.
Can I crack one?
No, because if you get a shell in there, I don't want it in there.
Thank you.
That's okay. So we're going to crack 2 eggs in there. And Jamie, back to your comment. If I know it's distracting, but like I said, we're just doing this as like what we normally would be doing. And so normally our cooking with my girls doesn't go like super fast, like as if you're watching Rachel Ray or something like that, because we're not like an actual production. We're just going live from the kitchen. So, and then the whole point of interacting is making sure that we answer questions and involve our readers. So yes, if you don't have time to watch our video, you can just click the link and it will send you right to the recipe. Or if you don't want to listen to us jabble on, what you can do is you can just share the recipe to share this video to your page, and then once we're done, you can rewind us, fast forward us, pause us, and listen as little or as much as you want.
Melissa says, what kind of meat are you using?
I'm using Italian sausage, and then someone else asked, what if you don't want to put meat in there? I actually don't like meat in mine very much either. I put meat in there because my kids and husband like it. So just leave the meat out.
Vicky says,
you can
Kim,
go.
I would use ground beef. Danielle says, Melissa.
She's using Italian sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this Italian style blend. And this is 2 cups of Italian. Oh wait, actually, we're only going to use half of this because we're going to leave the other half for the top. But you can pour this in, and then we're going to use another 2 cups of just mozzarella cheese. Okay?
Kim says, do you freeze it in the dish as well?
Okay. What? Yes. If you freeze it in a glass pan, don't go right from the glass pan to your oven because it will crack. It will like totally break your glass pan. So what you need to do is just like if you're going to cook it that day, go ahead and take it out of the oven and let it thaw and then cook it, because if you put it right from the freezer to the stove, your glass will break. But that's a lot of times if I use my freezer one, that's why I go ahead and use the foil pan. Okay. The more cheese, the better. And then Adele says, I love yummy so far. And Valerie says, yummy. I need to make some more of this. Okay, you can go ahead and read. Okay. All right. So we've got all of our cheeses in there. We've got our sausage, and if you don't want to put sausage in there, that's totally fine. And then we're going to add just a tiny bit of nutmeg. And I know that sounds really weird, but it just, you don't know what's in there, but without it, it tastes different, and it tastes really good with it. Okay, and so then we're going to use just a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder blend, or we can use fresh if you have that. And then we need some parsley, which I had fresh parsley, but it was growing out in my sunroom, and it got way too hot 2 days ago and totally, so it looks a little sad. So we're just going to use dry parsley for that. And like I said, if you want the exact measurements, just go to the link I have in the header, and it will give you the recipe. And then we're going to use some salt. Just get a little bit of salt in there.
Mom?
Yeah?
Adele says, can you use veggies instead of meat? If so, how would I season it?
Yeah. So then some pepper. So yes, if you wanted to use veggies instead of meat, what I would do is I would chop up a bell pepper, and I would chop up an onion, and then maybe some eggplants or maybe some zucchini, and then I would saute it all together until they're still a little bit firm. You don't want soft, weepy vegetables, but just so they have a little bit of bite to them, but yet they're not raw. And then I would add those in instead of the meat. Anybody have any other suggestions for her?
Mom,
I'm
can I
thinking,
throw it?
yeah. I'm thinking the bell pepper, onion, and eggplant or zucchini would be a really good combination to put instead of meat. Kay says, Adele, I love spinach. Yes, spinach would be great. And then Mary says, sounds like you have a little baby in the background. Yeah, I got 5 kids of my own and an extra one. So we got 6 kids here today. That's why we're making the big pan instead of the little pan. Okay, so she did a great job stirring that up. Just make sure we get it really stirred up. And then, like I said, I pre-cooked the shells.
Can I help stuff them?
I want to
Yep.
stuff them too.
Okay, so what this shell looks like, it kind of looks like this cooked,
Oh, you're washing
okay?
hands.
And since it's been cooked, it's nice and pliable, but you don't want to overcook them because you don't want mush. So al dente, I think, would be the proper term. Okay, so then we're going to just take probably, I don't know, it's just a big scoopful, maybe that's about 2 tablespoons of filling, and you're just going to fill your shell. Can you guys see that? Okay, and then we're going to line these up in our pan.
Are those really filling?
Are these filling? Yeah, we don't eat a whole lot, does our family? So my kids normally eat about 2 shells per kid, and my husband and I don't eat it.
Can you buy bigger ones?
No, all these shells are the same size. And then an adult portion would probably be more like 4 or 5 shells per person. Okay. And then, but I still only eat like 3 myself, but that's normally because we have like a big salad and other sides to go with it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let the kids fill some of these. Okay, don't eat the shells. Okay, Cindy says, you'll definitely have to make this for my family of 7. I think that they would love this. Thank you. You're welcome. And Melissa says, yummy, making this for my family tomorrow night. Yay! So if you go to the link, what? Oh, I don't open them.
I don't put them.
Oh, I don't put them in veggies. I use an icing bag. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Just put everything in the icing bag and then squirt it in. Like if you use the shells, like the long tubular shells, you can just squish the stuff in and then put it in there. And there's some recipes too, like I think normally those ones with the long tubular shells, you don't even pre-cook the pasta. You just squirt it in, and then your sauce that you use has a lot more liquid, and then you bake it and it all bakes together. But these ones, the shells are pre-cooked. Kay says, do you do a lot of cooking recipes? I love cooking. Yeah, we have over 1,000 recipes on our site. This one is actually from, I don't know, probably like 6-7 years ago. I did it when we lived in the other house. And actually, if you go to the recipe, I show that I actually didn't have enough pasta to do the normal shells, so I took half lasagna shells and half jumbo shells and just filled them each with it and showed 2 different ways to make the same thing with different shells. Janet says, I love the dancing in the kitchen. And then Kate, oh, yep. So I might have missed some of your comments. Sorry, they scrolled past and I missed them. So yeah, this is another great way to get your kids involved in the kitchen. If you can get them, do it over here so it doesn't land on the floor. If you can get your kids involved in the kitchen for simple tasks like this, they're going to be a lot more apt to understand cooking as they get older. And so McKeely is 11, and she can totally make dinner all by herself. Like, she can do, don't get too much or we'll run out of stuffing. So only put about...
It falls off the sides.
I know, so put like that much in each one, otherwise you'll run out of filling. So she can make like a pretty complex recipe, and it's because she's been cooking since she was like 5 years old with me and Granny.
There's actually a picture of me on one of our old computers. I was making my birthday cupcakes when I was like 3.
Yep, she has always loved to cook. And so my goal is to be, when she leaves for college someday, that she's going to know how to totally cook and not cook from a box. That she's going to be able to know how to cook from scratch, and it's going to help her eat healthier, and it's also going to help her save a lot of money. Okay, Kay says, awesome. Ken says, manicotti. Yes, I'll have to try it. Yes, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for, manicotti. Michelle says, fixing this weekend. So yeah, if you guys like this idea, I would love you guys to share the recipe. You can either click the link and pin it to Pinterest, or you can share this video on Facebook, and that way when you go back to make it this weekend, You can find the video, and then you can fast forward, you can rewind, you can put us on mute, you can do whatever you want. Okay, sorry, I kind of took over. There you go. I'll let you go back to the holding the shells and I'll fill them for you. Okay, so if you're just joining us, this recipe we're making in one pan, but that's just because we have extra people this week. Normally when we make this recipe, we put it in 2 pans. We put one in a glass pan and then one in a foil pan. And then that foil pan we put in the freezer, and we either give it away to someone that needs a meal that week, or I just have a nice freezer meal for a day that I'm super busy, stressed out, and need, here, here's a couple shells, open them up for me. Sauce on you? It's okay, it won't kill you. Lee says, where's the link to the recipe? It's up at the top, but I'll go ahead and link it again. If you scroll to like the top of the video where the comments start, it says come make dinner with us, and then a little bit of, and then it says stuffed shells, and then there's a blue highlighted link there, and then that will give you the link to the stuffed shells, to the recipe. Yep. And as dinner's cooking and as we get some other stuff done, we're going to actually hop on, and the girls are going to do a fun DIY project with you. They're going to make stress balls out of balloons. And I had made stress balls when I was a kid, but these are like the new improved version. They're really cool. So
How did you make them?
we used to tie them in knots, but you guys don't have knots in yours. Okay. Gwen says, I won't let you scroll past where you join. Oh, so, well, up at the top where it says, like, where I'm at, A Thrifty Mom, right there where the video begins. And if you can't find it, what you can do is just share this video to your page, just share it to your Facebook wall, and then once it's done, when you share it, that link will be right there, and you can just totally click it. And if you share it right now, actually, you can go back and you'll see that link at the top.
This is going to be yummy.
Yep. This is one of Keely's favorites. She loves red sauce. I, on the other hand, red sauce is not my favorite. But I know it's good for my kids, and it's,
Mom?
but we're actually really liking this pasta, this, hold it up, whatever that brand is, that tomato basil.
Mom?
Just don't drop it, you'll shatter it.
Mommy?
Yes.
What?
Can we do, like, we already did one of those videos. I forgot that we already did a slushy video.
Yeah, we already did it. We did slushy videos yesterday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, where do I put this?
Just squish it in there somewhere.
We
Okay.
have extra shells. Can I eat one?
Yep. So we actually have a couple extra shells, but that's because I didn't add as much ricotta cheese as what the recipe called for. And so, but my kids like the shells just plain, which I think is kind of gross, but they're happy to just eat the shells as is. Okay, Adele says, can you use white Alfredo sauce? You absolutely can. And then Kay says, we save the video from your page too. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Okay, so, and if you want to make this recipe extend even further, it's really easy to extend. You can just add more meats. That was a pound of ground sausage that I used, but I actually took half of the sausage out, and I'm saving it for burritos tomorrow. And then and then you could have added more ricotta cheese or more Italian style blend. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have the other half of the jar of pasta here, sauce, and I'm just going to drizzle the sauce
On the top.
on the top. Keely, can you read these as I...
Yep. Adele, that's all I use. It is homemade Alfredo sauce, and it's much better on stomach. LOL.
Yes. I have an Alfredo sauce that I really like to make too. I just have never tried it in baking. It's one that if you, okay, and here's another little trick about getting like the last little tiny bit of sauce out of your thing. If you just add maybe a tablespoon of water to your thing, and then you just give it a swirl. It totally takes the rest of the sauce out, and so your jar is totally clean. You see that? All the sauce is gone.
Well, not totally.
Well, there's a thin remnant of sauce.
Yeah.
Cherie says yum, and Adele says mine too, Kay. Okay, so now we're gonna take the other half of our shredded cheese, and we're going to just sprinkle that on top. And it's been long enough, I can't remember how long I'm supposed to cook. Okay, heat oven to 375 and bake for 35 minutes. Okay, so if you're doing a smaller pan, you probably cut that cooking time down to like 30 minutes.
Can I sprinkle some cheese on?
Yep, a little bit that's left. Okay, and so then we're going to go ahead and cover this with foil. Alright, we're going to cover it with foil, and we're going to kind of try to tint it a little bit, because if the foil makes contact with the cheese, then it's going to pull it off the top.
Melissa says, my 6-year-old is going to have lots of fun making this tomorrow. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome, and I'm glad you watched. I'm glad you stuck it out.
Bridget says, how many did that feed?
How many does this feed? Well, let's see. How many shells? We have 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 times 1, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, girls, 8 times 5 is what? Learning
40.
math while we're cooking.
40.
So 40. So we did 40 shells, and we probably had about 8 to 10 left, but the kids ate them. So, so we had about 50 shells, and like I said, my little kids, they just eat like 2 shells a piece normally. How many do you think you eat? You would think you eat 5, but she eats a lot more than my kids do. And my husband and I, we eat more like 3 to 4, but probably most adults probably eat more like 5 or 6. So figure that out, just according to like your family. Probably for kids, I would give them 2 to 3, like little kids. Teenagers, you're probably looking at more like 5 to 6 shells a piece. If you're super high metabolism, like little Raimi over there, is running back and forth, and she says she's gonna eat 5 or 6. So just however many. So I guess we could say this feeds easily 10 people, and that would probably be 10 adults, 8 to 10 adults. But kids like wise, this would definitely feed my family, definitely 2 meals, 2.5 meals. Okay, Monique says yum. Adele says I use a toothpick to tint my foil over the dishes. That works great. I love that idea. Do we have any toothpicks? My kids always steal my toothpicks for
Marshmallow towers.
For marshmallow towers, yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and kind of tint the foil, and then we're going to put it in a 350, 375 degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes. And actually, the last 5 minutes I take the foil off and let it cook. Yeah, we don't have any toothpicks. Too many marshmallow tower projects.
Maybe you could use
Okay, Lena says this is great. Leftovers for lunch. Yes. Bridget says perfect. Thank you. Yummy.
Mama.
And then Jeanette says my teen would want the whole pan. Yes. I found like as we go other places. Let's go ahead and put this in the oven.
Okay.
Ow,
I found as we go like other places that our family in general, like our family portion sizes are just a lot smaller than what a lot of people eat. It's probably a little healthier, but we don't necessarily do it for health reasons. We just do it because that's just what our family does. We just don't eat a whole lot. Oh, and so another thing too is if that's the only thing you're eating, you're probably definitely going to be eating a lot more. But with that, I actually made a Jell-O. Actually, do you want to get the Jell-O out and we can add the Cool Whip to the top?
yeah.
And then we're going to be having probably a side salad or green beans. Probably green beans because my kids love green beans with red sauce.
I love green beans.
So, so if you're doing that as the main, if you're not having any sides, you're definitely going to be eating more. So our Jell-O that we made earlier, looks like my belly. Okay, so what this was just cherry Jello, and I made it according to package directions, except for instead of 1 cup of water, I whisked in 1 cup of yogurt, and it just makes for a really creamy. Oh wow, there's hardly any Cool Whip left. Okay, that's what happens when the kids eat the Cool Whip and you don't know. Okay, so we had half of this for, okay, go ahead and put it on there. There's not going to be enough for the whole thing. We ate, if you guys watched earlier, we made strawberries for dinner. We made strawberries and waffles. And there was like half a container left, but evidently the kids got to it. So I normally try I knew we're only going to be using half of the container for the waffles, so then 2 days later, I used the rest of the Cool Whip to finish off the Jello. And we kind of call those piggyback meals, kind of like with the sausage that I made for these. I didn't use all the sausage for this recipe. I saved half the sausage back, and I'm going to be making burritos for either lunch or dinner tomorrow. I mean, lunch or breakfast tomorrow. Okay, Adele says, I love green beans with garlic and olive oil. Yes, those are good. Kay says, I love her. Jeanette says, salad is as a side, yummy. And Kay says, salad and garlic bread would be perfect. Yes. Okay, so we're pretty skimpy on our Cool Whip here, but that's okay. So if you haven't made Jello this way, it totally changes the whole texture, makes it more of like, I don't know, it just makes it good. We really, really like yogurt inside of our Jello. Plus it adds the protein and the calcium and all the good stuff from the yogurt. Okay. So, thanks for helping me with that. So we'll go ahead and put this away, put that back in the fridge until we're ready for dinner. Yes. Kay says, I missed it. And then, oh yeah, well, you can go back onto our Facebook page, and on the side column, you can click a link that has all of our videos, and you can go and you can see all the crazy things we do. But we just did tips on cutting up strawberries. There's some really fun tips on how to stem a strawberry with a straw and slice them with an egg slicer. Okay, Kay says she's doing pretty good stretching it out. Yes, she is. And that's the joy of live TV, is I didn't know that half my group was gone. So, all right, well, I think we're probably about done here. This is going to cook 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure nobody wants to just sit here watching me talk to you while it bakes for 30 minutes. Let's see, what was she said? Yeah, Jeanette says a good potluck dish, and Kay says, awesome sauce. Oh, hey, while I have people on, we forgot the giveaway that we did for the Superior Source vitamins. The winner did not claim their prize, and so I gave her 48 hours. I sent her 2 reminders. She hasn't claimed her prize yet. And so let's pick another winner. Okay? So I'm going to go to that. Since I wasn't planning on doing that, let me make sure I find it. It will take me here just a few seconds. It was the Superior, 10 reasons. Okay, yeah, so here we go. 10 reasons why you need vitamin D. Okay, so let's see. We had 106 comments and 45 likes. So 45 plus 106 equals 151. Okay, so I'm going to put this into random.org. Random.org. And we're going to go numbers 1 through 1. Oh. What did I say? I'm sorry, my brain just...
1 through 151.
151, thank you. That's why I have helpers, because my brain doesn't work half the time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit generate. And it says number 23. Okay, so I'm going to go back. We're going to go back to that post, and we're going to count it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, sorry, we got to redo that because I have to hit. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh crap.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
24.
24. Jill says, yep, great for ADHD. Jill Howell is our second winner. Jill Howell, do you happen to be on this video that we're doing right now? I'm going to message you right here. You are our second. Oh, you are our second place winner. You have 48 hours to claim your prize. I will price.
Claim your prize.
Prize. I will send you a private message.
I made the Jacob's ladder again.
Oh, she's fixing my spelling error. Okay, so we just sent that off. Enter. And then let me find her again.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay, Jill. All right. I know some of you guys have been with me. Okay, and I wasn't following the other live video. Jill doesn't happen to be on, does she? Anybody that was actually paying attention? Jill's not on this live video that we're doing now, is she?
I don't know.
I don't think so. She didn't respond. One of these days, it's going to be somebody like Danielle or Kay or Vicky or Becky who's with us.
Or
out,
Adele.
like
Or
almost
Faith.
every or Faith,
Adele.
yeah. Okay.
She isn't over.
All right. Well, I messaged her. So, okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching our dinner video. Hopefully, I love the ball of energy in the background, Megan says, and Christy says hi. Okay, so we're actually going to hop off, and we'll probably actually be back in a few minutes. Oh, we forgot to set the timer. Let me set the timer. But my oven's at least heated, so we'll do 30 minutes start. We'll get dinner cleaned up, and then the girls are going to come back and do their stress ball. But it might not be till after dinner. We might make sure we have dinner and homework and everything first, and then we'll be back. Okay. Adele says, now I know about this and I will follow. Beverly says, hi. And Kay says, thanks, I'll take it. And, oh yeah, Adele's been on with us a bunch too. Okay, so thanks everybody for following us and hopping on. And if you don't already, we would love for you to subscribe to our live videos or like our page, A Thrifty Mom, on Facebook or athriftymom.com. And we get on and we share lots of fun stuff with you. And if you don't like listening, that's fine. We didn't make you watch our page. Megan said, yay, can't wait to watch the girls. I want to make stress balls with them. Awesome! And then Taylor and Tina says, see you guys in a few. All right. I came too late. Taylor, you can go ahead, and as soon as I'm done, it will take about 5 minutes for Facebook to upload the video, and you can watch the whole thing. Or you can just share it to your page, and you can watch it, fast forward it, rewind it, do whatever you want with it. All right, we're going to hop off. Thanks, everybody. Do you want to go ahead and click our button?